Accepting that all things, including thoughts and emotions, are transient, reduces attachment and fear. This acceptance frees you to live more fully in the present, appreciating each moment without grasping or aversion. Applying wisdom to discern which thoughts serve your well-being is crucial. Not all thoughts merit attention or action. By cultivating discernment, you learn to focus on those that align with your values and let go of those that do not. This selective engagement conserves mental energy and promotes a more peaceful mind. Embracing compassion toward others arises naturally as you master your thoughts. Understanding your own mind enhances empathy for others' struggles. This compassion fosters harmonious relationships and contributes to a more compassionate world. Balancing effort and surrender is part of the practice. While intentionality is important, forcing the mind can create tension. Allowing thoughts to arise and pass without force cultivates a gentle discipline that is sustainable and effective. Recognizing that thoughts are not the entirety of who you are is liberating. You are the awareness behind the thoughts, capable of observing and directing them. This realization creates a sense of spaciousness and freedom, reducing identification with limiting beliefs. Incorporating ethical conduct supports mental mastery. Living in accordance with principles like honesty, kindness, and integrity reduces internal conflict and guilt. This alignment between actions and values promotes mental peace and clarity. Regular reflection and journaling can aid in understanding thought patterns. Writing down your thoughts provides perspective and helps identify recurring themes. This practice enables you to address underlying issues and celebrate progress. Embracing gratitude shifts the focus from what is lacking to what is abundant. Gratitude fosters positive thinking and reduces tendencies toward envy or dissatisfaction. By acknowledging the good in your life, you cultivate a joyful mind. Accepting responsibility for your thoughts empowers you. Recognizing that you have the ability to influence your mental landscape encourages proactive engagement. This ownership transforms you from a passive recipient to an active creator of your mental state. Seeking guidance from teachers or mentors can provide valuable insights. Those who have walked the path can offer wisdom and support, helping you navigate challenges and deepen your practice. Integrating mindfulness into communication enhances relationships. Being fully present during conversations fosters understanding and reduces misunderstandings. This mindful engagement strengthens connections and contributes to mutual respect. Understanding that setbacks are part of the journey prevents discouragement. Challenges provide opportunities for growth and deeper understanding. Embracing them with a learning mindset turns obstacles into stepping stones. Practicing loving kindness toward yourself and others nurtures a compassionate mind. This practice involves sending wishes of well-being and happiness, dissolving barriers of judgment or resentment. Engaging with nature can support mental clarity. Time spent in natural settings often calms the mind and provides perspective. Nature's rhythms remind us of the interconnectedness of all things and the simplicity of existence. Incorporating playfulness and joy into life balances seriousness. Laughter and enjoyment refresh the mind and prevent rigidity. This lightheartedness fosters creativity and a positive outlook. Embracing humility opens you to continuous learning. Recognizing that there is always more to understand keeps the mind open and receptive. This openness enhances wisdom and reduces the limitations imposed by arrogance. Creating rituals or routines supports consistency in practice. Regular meditation times, mindfulness cues, or reflective practices embed mastery into daily life. Finally, patience and perseverance are vital. Mastery of the mind is an ongoing journey without a final destination. Each moment offers a new opportunity to practice and grow. Embracing this journey with patience ensures that you remain compassionate with yourself, appreciating progress without harsh self-judgment. Through these practices and insights, the secret to mastering your thoughts unfolds as a path of awareness, compassion, and intentionality. It's a journey of returning to the present moment again and again with a gentle and open heart. By cultivating this mastery, you create a foundation of inner peace that not only transforms your own life, but also ripples out to touch the lives of others. Mastering your thoughts lays the foundation for a life of clarity and inner peace. But as the mind becomes more disciplined, there are moments when wisdom is found not in speaking, but in silence. In Buddhist teachings, silence is not simply the absence of words. It is a deliberate and powerful choice. It is an act of mindfulness, restraint, and insight that can transform interactions, diffuse conflict, and protect your peace. Knowing when to remain silent is as vital as knowing when to speak, and it often speaks louder than words ever could. Silence can serve as a shield against impulsive reactions. Words spoken in anger or frustration frequently cause harm, both to others and to yourself. The energy of such moments is turbulent, clouding judgment and making it easy to say things that later bring regret. Restraint in these situations not only prevents harm, but also gives space for emotions to settle. When silence replaces reaction, clarity emerges, allowing you to address challenges with wisdom rather than haste. When faced with someone intent on provoking conflict, silence can disarm. Responding to hostility with calm can diffuse the situation, breaking the cycle of aggression. Silence in this context is not about surrendering or ignoring, but about stepping away from a dynamic that fuels negativity. It signals strength, showing that you are not controlled by external triggers or drawn into unnecessary drama. In moments of uncertainty or incomplete understanding, silence creates an opportunity to listen and learn. Speaking without full awareness often leads to misunderstandings or errors. By choosing to remain silent, you create space to absorb information, ask thoughtful questions, and approach situations with greater insight. This practice strengthens your ability to respond thoughtfully, fostering trust and respect in your interactions. Silence can also protect your energy when faced with gossip or negativity. Participating in harmful conversations perpetuates their impact, drawing you into cycles of judgment or blame. Refusing to engage in such dialogue through silence preserves your inner peace and encourages a shift toward more constructive communication. Your restraint sets a powerful example, often inspiring others to reflect on their words and actions. When others are grieving or experiencing deep emotions, silence can be an act of compassion. Sometimes, the most meaningful support comes not from words, but from presence. Offering silent companionship honors their experience, allowing them to process their feelings without the pressure of responding or explaining. This silence communicates understanding and solidarity in a way that words often cannot. Silence can also be a tool for reflection. When decisions or conflicts arise, rushing to fill the space with words can cloud judgment. Choosing silence allows you to step back, consider all perspectives, and align your response with your values. This practice fosters thoughtful decision-making and prevents impulsive choices that may lead to regret. In the face of criticism or personal attacks, Silence demonstrates self-control and confidence. Reacting defensively often escalates the situation, while silence conveys that you are not swayed by external opinions. This restraint protects your dignity and encourages others to reflect on their behavior. By refusing to engage in negativity, you maintain your peace and avoid feeding cycles of conflict. Silence also plays a role in spiritual growth. Buddhist teachings often emphasize the value of solitude and quiet as pathways to deeper understanding. In silence, the mind finds space to settle, revealing truths that are often hidden in the noise of daily life. This practice strengthens your connection to the present moment, fostering a sense of inner clarity and calm that extends into all aspects of life. When others seek validation or attention through boastfulness, silence can offer a gentle mirror. Engaging in competition or comparison often fuels insecurity, while silence shifts the focus away from ego-driven dynamics. This choice encourages humility and reminds others of the value of authentic connection over superficial validation. Silence is equally valuable when you lack the answers or certainty. Pretending to know or speaking without clarity can erode trust and create confusion. Acknowledging what you do not know through silence reflects honesty and humility. It creates space for growth, collaboration, and the pursuit of understanding. The choice to remain silent is not about avoidance, but intentionality. It is a form of mindfulness that ensures your words carry purpose and align with your values. Silence becomes a tool for cultivating wisdom, fostering connection, and protecting your peace. Through this practice, you learn to discern when words are necessary and when silence can speak volumes, creating a life guided by clarity and compassion. The strength found in silence is profound, offering clarity and control in even the most challenging situations. Yet, there are moments when silence alone is not enough, especially when emotions like anger rise within. Anger can feel overwhelming, consuming clarity, and leading to reactions that harm relationships, peace, and even our sense of self. Buddhist teachings illuminate pathways to manage anger, not by suppressing it, but by understanding and transforming it into something constructive and healing. Anger arises from unmet expectations, misunderstandings, or perceived injustices. It often builds quickly, clouding reason and narrowing perspective. The first step in addressing anger is recognizing it without judgment. Labeling the emotion, acknowledging its presence, creates a crucial pause between feeling and reaction. This moment of awareness allows you to choose your response, rather than being controlled by the surge of emotion. Mindfulness serves as a foundation for controlling anger. By grounding yourself in the present moment, you anchor your attention away from the stories anger often creates. The practice of mindfulness encourages observing the physical sensations of anger, such as tension in the body or quickened breath, without feeding the thoughts that amplify it. This detachment reduces the intensity of the emotion and brings clarity to the situation at hand. Buddhist teachings emphasize the power of compassion in neutralizing anger. Viewing the source of your anger through the lens of compassion, whether it is a person, situation, or even yourself, shifts your perspective. Often, anger stems from pain, fear, or misunderstanding. Recognizing this can soften the edges of the emotion, allowing space for empathy to replace hostility. Patience is another essential quality in managing anger. Anger often demands immediate action, but patience provides the strength to resist that impulse. Waiting allows the emotion to subside and reason to return. Patience is not passivity. It is an active choice to respond wisely rather than react impulsively. Practicing patience strengthens your ability to remain steady, even in provoking situations. The principle of non-attachment plays a critical role in reducing anger. Clinging to outcomes, expectations, or a need for control often fuels frustration when things do not go as planned. By embracing impermanence and letting go of rigid attachments, you reduce the triggers that ignite anger. This mindset fosters flexibility and acceptance, enabling you to navigate challenges with a calm and open heart. Understanding the interconnectedness of all things also helps in managing anger. Realizing that every action, word, and event arises from a complex web of causes and conditions can diminish personal blame and resentment. This perspective encourages a sense of shared humanity, reducing the intensity of anger and fostering understanding instead. Breathing techniques are practical tools for controlling anger. When emotions run high, the breath often becomes shallow and rapid, exacerbating tension. Conscious, deep breathing activates the body's relaxation response, calming the nervous system and providing mental clarity. Focusing on your breath creates a natural pause, offering time to reflect before responding. Reflection is a vital practice in transforming anger. After the moment has passed, revisiting the situation with an open and honest mindset helps uncover the deeper causes of the emotion. Was it rooted in fear, insecurity, or unmet needs? Understanding these roots allows you to address the underlying issues, preventing future instances of anger from arising in similar ways. Forgiveness is a transformative practice emphasized in Buddhist teachings. Holding on to anger often harms the one who carries it more than its target. Forgiveness is not about condoning harm, but releasing the burden of resentment. By letting go, you free yourself from the chains of the past, creating space for healing and peace. Meditation on loving kindness, or metta, directly counters anger. This practice involves directing thoughts of goodwill and love toward yourself, those you care about, and even those who have caused you harm. Repeating phrases of kindness, such as, "May you be happy, may you be free from suffering," dissolves barriers of animosity and fosters a sense of universal connection. Recognizing the impermanence of anger itself is liberating. Like all emotions, anger rises and falls, passing with time. Clinging to it only prolongs its presence. By allowing anger to flow through without resistance or attachment, you reduce its power and impact. This approach aligns with the natural rhythm of life, promoting balance and harmony. Practicing gratitude is another antidote to anger. Shifting your focus to the aspects of life that bring joy and fulfillment redirects energy away from negativity. Gratitude fosters a sense of abundance and contentment, making it harder for anger to take hold. Regularly reflecting on the things you appreciate creates a mental habit that counters frustration. Building a routine of self-care supports your ability to manage anger. Fatigue, stress, and unmet needs often lower your threshold for irritation. Prioritizing activities that nurture your well-being, adequate rest, nourishing food, movement, and relaxation creates a stable foundation for emotional resilience. A balanced mind and body are less likely to succumb to anger's pull. Setting boundaries is an important aspect of anger management. Allowing others to overstep your limits or tolerating toxic behavior can lead to resentment. Clearly communicating your needs and establishing respectful boundaries prevents situations that trigger anger from arising in the first place. This proactive approach fosters healthier relationships and greater peace of mind. Seeking wisdom from mentors, spiritual teachers, or supportive communities can provide valuable guidance in managing anger. These sources often offer insights, tools, and encouragement tailored to your unique journey. Sharing your experiences with others fosters a sense of connection and reminds you that you are not alone in facing this challenge. Balancing self-discipline with self-compassion ensures sustainable progress in controlling anger. While it is important to hold yourself accountable, harsh self-criticism only deepens frustration. Treating yourself with kindness and understanding allows you to learn from mistakes and continue growing without becoming stuck in guilt or regret. Understanding that anger is a natural human emotion, not a flaw, fosters acceptance. This perspective reduces the shame often associated with anger, enabling you to approach it with curiosity rather than judgment. Viewing anger as a teacher rather than an enemy transforms it into an opportunity for growth and insight. Embracing these teachings and practices, you cultivate a state of mind that remains calm and steady, even in the face of provocation. Controlling anger is not about suppressing emotions, but about transforming them into sources of wisdom and compassion. With patience, mindfulness, and intention, you can navigate life's challenges with a heart that remains open and at peace. Life's journey is full of twists and turns, challenges and triumphs, and through it all, the wisdom of Buddhism offers a timeless guide to stay calm and positive. From the transformative power of mindful breathing to the strength found in silence, from reframing challenges to cultivating gratitude, every lesson carries the potential to reshape not just your inner world, but the lives of those around you. These practices remind us that peace isn't something to be sought outside. It begins within. By embracing compassion, releasing control, and staying present in the moment, you create a foundation of resilience and joy that can weather any storm. The ripple effect of positivity you generate becomes a light for others, proving that calm and positivity are not luxuries. They are choices we can make every day. Now, it's your turn. Share your reflections below. What lesson resonated with you the most? How will you bring these teachings into your life starting today? Let us know in the comments. Your insights could inspire someone else on their journey. If you found this journey meaningful, take a moment to subscribe to the channel. Together, we'll explore more ways to grow, stay grounded, and thrive in life. Your presence here matters, and we can't wait to continue learning with you. Thank you for being part of this community. Let's keep growing, one mindful step at a time, Life often feels overwhelming, doesn't it? The constant demands, unexpected challenges, and the relentless pace can leave even the strongest of us feeling unbalanced. There's no pause button, no rewind, no perfect way to prepare for what's next. Yet, amidst the chaos, some people radiate a calm, steady presence. They don't crumble under pressure or lose themselves in negativity. Instead, they move through life with grace, handling its storms with a quiet resilience. It's not because their lives are easier, it's because they've mastered something deeply transformative, a way of being that embraces peace and positivity from within. The truth is, life will never stop throwing curveballs. Stressful situations, tough decisions, and moments of uncertainty are part of the human experience. But what defines us is how we respond. Some allow the weight of the world to crush their spirit, while others seem to rise above it, finding strength and clarity even when circumstances are far from ideal. The difference lies not in luck or privilege, but in mindset, in the tools and perspectives they use to meet life head-on. Peace isn't about living in a bubble, free from problems. It's about cultivating a state of mind that remains steady no matter what happens. It's about reclaiming your power when the world feels out of control, about grounding yourself in the present when the noise becomes too loud. Positivity, too, isn't blind optimism or pretending that everything is perfect. It's a courageous choice, a decision to see light in the darkness and to focus on the opportunities within challenges. Together, peace and positivity are like a compass, guiding you through life's roughest terrain. These qualities are not reserved for a select few. They are not traits you're either born with or without. They are skills you can develop, habits you can nurture, and ways of thinking that you can embrace. They don't require a major life overhaul or dramatic gestures. Instead, they grow from small, deliberate choices. Choices that anchor you in the moment, soften the grip of negativity, and open your heart to what truly matters. Think of the times when you felt truly at ease, when you've laughed freely or felt grateful for something simple. Those moments are reminders of what's possible. They're proof that calmness and positivity are within your reach, no matter how messy or unpredictable life gets. They show you that peace isn't a luxury, it's your birthright. Yet, in a world that seems to thrive on chaos, cultivating calm and positivity requires intention. We're surrounded by distractions, bombarded by negativity, and often pulled into a spiral of overthinking. It's easy to feel trapped, reacting to everything as if it's urgent, losing sight of the bigger picture. But here's the good news. You can choose a different way. You can pause, reflect, and realign with what truly serves you. Letting go is one of the most liberating steps on this journey. Letting go of the need to control everything. Letting go of the relentless pursuit of perfection. Letting go of the fear of what others think. When you release these burdens, you create space. Space for peace to settle in, for positivity to flourish. You begin to see life not as a series of problems to solve, but as a tapestry of moments to experience. Gratitude is another key to unlocking this shift. Not the shallow kind of gratitude that glosses over difficulties, but the deep, heartfelt kind that notices the beauty in the small things. A kind word, a moment of stillness, a lesson learned in the face of adversity. Gratitude transforms how you see the world. It shifts your focus from what's missing to what's present, from scarcity to abundance. And in that shift, your spirit is lifted, your perspective widened. This isn't about ignoring life's challenges or pretending they don't exist. It's about approaching them with a different energy. When you stop fighting against what is and start working with it, everything changes. You stop being swept away by the current and start navigating it with intention. This shift doesn't happen overnight, but with practice, it becomes second nature. Every small step you take toward calmness and positivity strengthens your ability to face life with courage and grace. The world today often feels like a pressure cooker. Expectations are high, comparisons are endless, and the fear of failure looms large. But calmness gives you the ability to step back and breathe, to find clarity in the noise. Positivity reminds you that even when the path is hard, there's always something worth holding on to. Whether it's a lesson, a moment of connection, or simply the knowledge that you've survived another day. Perhaps one of the most beautiful things about cultivating peace and positivity is the way it ripples outward. When you find your center, you inspire others to do the same. Your calm becomes a source of strength for those around you. Your positivity becomes a light in their darkness. It's a gift you give not only to yourself, but to everyone you touch. The journey toward a calmer, more positive life doesn't require grand gestures. It starts with a single choice. A choice to pause when you feel overwhelmed, to take a deep breath when emotions run high, to respond with kindness when faced with negativity. These small intentional actions add up, creating a life that feels more balanced, more fulfilling, and more aligned with who you truly are. As you take these steps, remember that progress is more important than perfection. There will be days when calmness feels elusive and positivity seems like a distant dream. That's okay. What matters is that you keep showing up for yourself, that you keep trying. Each moment is an opportunity to begin again, to choose peace over chaos, hope over despair. This path is not about becoming someone else. It's about becoming more fully yourself. It's about reconnecting with the part of you that is naturally calm, naturally positive, naturally resilient. That part of you has always been there, waiting for you to nurture it. And as you do, you'll find that life doesn't have to feel so heavy. You'll discover that even in the midst of difficulty, there is beauty, there is meaning, there is joy. So here's to reclaiming your calm. Here's to choosing positivity, not as a denial of life's struggles, but as a bold declaration of your resilience. Here's to finding the strength to face each day with an open heart and a steady spirit. Because when you do, life becomes not just something to endure, but something to truly embrace. The way we breathe carries a hidden power, one that often goes unnoticed, yet shapes the very essence of how we feel, think, and respond to life. It's more than an automatic function. It's a bridge between the chaos of the outer world and the quiet strength within us. Every breath holds the potential to calm a racing mind, soothe a tense body, and anchor us when everything else feels unstable. The secret isn't in changing the world outside, but in how we connect to our breath in the moments that matter most. Let's explore how this simple act, done with mindfulness, becomes the foundation for cultivating lasting peace and resilience. Breathing is one of the most intimate and immediate actions we take, yet its profound impact often goes unacknowledged. The pace and depth of each breath directly influence our nervous system, our emotional state, and even our ability to process information. Shallow, rapid breathing keeps the body in a heightened state of alertness, signaling danger to the brain, even when there is none. This creates a loop of stress that becomes harder to escape the longer it persists. Mindful breathing, on the other hand, serves as a reset button, breaking this cycle and bringing clarity where there was once confusion. Deep, intentional breathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the body's natural mechanism for rest and recovery. It slows the heart rate, lowers blood pressure, and reduces the flood of stress hormones. This physical shift is not just a bodily response. It also changes how we interpret and experience the world. A calm body creates the space for a calm mind, and from this state, we can approach life's challenges with steadiness and perspective. The ancient practice of focusing on the breath, rooted in traditions like Buddhism, reveals why this seemingly simple act is so transformative. Observing the breath teaches presence. When the mind drifts to worries about the past or fears about the future, bringing attention to the breath pulls us back into the now. This practice anchors us in reality, allowing us to engage fully with what is, rather than getting lost in what might have been or what could be. Beyond its role in grounding us, mindful breathing becomes a tool for self-awareness. When we tune into the rhythm of our breath, we start to notice patterns, how it quickens with frustration or shortens with fear. This awareness is the first step in breaking free from reactive habits. By consciously softening and deepening the breath, we send a signal to our mind and body that we are safe, even in moments of discomfort. Certain breathing techniques amplify these benefits, each with its unique purpose. One such method is diaphragmatic breathing, also known as belly breathing. This involves drawing each breath deep into the diaphragm, rather than shallowly into the chest. As the belly expands with each inhale, tension is released from the upper body, and the nervous system is calmed. Practicing this for just a few minutes a day strengthens the connection between the body and mind, making it easier to access calmness during times of stress. Alternate nostril breathing, a practice rooted in yogic traditions, offers another layer of benefit. This technique balances the energy in the body, harmonizing the left and right hemispheres of the brain. With one nostril closed, a slow inhale is taken through the other, followed by a switch for the exhale. This rhythmic alternation promotes mental clarity, emotional stability, and a deep sense of inner balance. For those seeking to improve focus and mental resilience, box breathing is a powerful ally. This method involves inhaling for a set count, holding the breath, exhaling for the same count, and holding again before the next inhale. By regulating the breath in this structured way, the mind becomes less scattered and emotional overwhelm diminishes. Athletes, military personnel, and high-stakes professionals often use this technique to maintain composure under pressure, a testament to its efficacy. The breath also connects us to the body's energy systems, known as prana in Eastern philosophies. When breathing is shallow or irregular, this vital energy becomes blocked, leading to feelings of fatigue, restlessness, or irritability. By cultivating a full, steady breath, we allow this energy to flow freely, restoring vitality and a sense of well-being. Practicing mindful breathing doesn't require long stretches of time or special conditions. It can be integrated into daily life, while waiting in line, during a stressful meeting, or as a morning ritual. Each moment spent attending to the breath strengthens the ability to remain centered, regardless of external circumstances. Over time, these moments of mindfulness accumulate, reshaping how we interact with the world. Breathing also serves as a gateway to deeper meditation practices, where the mind learns to settle even further. In these still moments, the breath becomes more than a tool for calm. It becomes a guide to self-discovery. Observing the natural ebb and flow of the breath mirrors the impermanence of life itself, a reminder that all things come and go, and that peace is found in accepting this truth rather than resisting it. The role of breath extends to how we communicate with others. A steady, mindful breath fosters patience and compassion, allowing us to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. It helps us remain present during conversations, truly listening rather than rushing to reply. This presence deepens our connections, making our interactions more meaningful and less transactional. Science continues to reveal new layers of understanding about the breath's impact. Research shows that slow, deep breathing enhances brain function, improving memory and decision-making. It reduces inflammation in the body, supports cardiovascular health, and even strengthens the immune system. These findings underscore what ancient wisdom has long known, that the breath is not just a life-sustaining act, but a cornerstone of physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Breathing also plays a role in how we process and release emotions. During moments of anger, fear, or sadness, the breath often becomes constricted. This physical restriction mirrors the emotional state, creating a feedback loop that intensifies the feeling. Consciously softening the breath during these times can interrupt this loop, providing a pathway to release the emotion rather than letting it take control. For those dealing with chronic stress or anxiety, mindful breathing offers a sense of empowerment. It reminds us that even when external circumstances feel overwhelming, we always have a tool within us to regain stability. This realization can be profoundly liberating, shifting the narrative from one of helplessness to one of agency. As we deepen our relationship with the breath, it becomes a source of creativity and inspiration. The stillness cultivated through mindful breathing creates the mental space needed for new ideas to emerge. Artists, writers, and thinkers often describe their most creative moments as those when they feel most relaxed and present, states that mindful breathing naturally fosters. In moments of physical discomfort or pain, the breath becomes a source of strength. By breathing into the area of tension or focusing on the rhythm of the breath, we can shift our attention away from the sensation, reducing its intensity. This practice is often used in pain management, demonstrating the profound connection between the breath and the body's perception of discomfort. The transformative power of breathing also lies in its accessibility. Unlike other wellness practices that may require resources, training, or specific environments, the breath is always with us. It's a constant companion, available at any moment to guide us back to peace and clarity. Each breath we take is an opportunity, a chance to reset, to ground ourselves, and to connect with the present. By embracing the full potential of mindful breathing, we unlock not only a tool for calm, but a deeper understanding of ourselves. It is through this understanding that true inner peace begins to take root. The breath is a powerful tool to anchor the mind and find calm, but it is only one part of the equation for inner peace. As you master breathing techniques to stabilize your emotions, a deeper challenge often emerges: the way thoughts shape your reality. The mind, left unchecked, has a habit of pulling us into spirals of negativity. But there's good news. The same mind that creates these thoughts also holds the power to transform them into stepping stones for growth. It's not about ignoring negative thoughts, but learning to reshape them into something constructive and empowering. Negative thoughts often feel like an uninvited guest at the worst possible moments. They show up as doubts, fears, and judgments, creating walls where there could be open doors. These thoughts are natural. They are part of being human. However, their persistence and power over us are not inevitable. When understood and managed, these mental patterns can become the very fuel that drives personal growth and clarity. The first step to transforming negativity is awareness. Thoughts often operate in the background, like a radio station playing static. This mental noise shapes our perceptions without us even realizing it. By bringing attention to these patterns, we interrupt their automatic hold over us. Awareness acts as a spotlight, revealing what's lurking in the shadows. When you become conscious of a recurring negative thought, you gain the power to question it. Challenging a negative thought doesn't mean denying its existence. It means holding it up to the light of reason and curiosity. For example, if the thought arises, "I always fail," ask yourself, is this true? What evidence supports this? What evidence contradicts it? Often you'll find that such sweeping statements are exaggerated or based on isolated incidents. This process of questioning weakens the grip of negativity, replacing blind acceptance with rational insight. Reframing is a powerful tool in this transformation. Instead of seeing challenges as obstacles, you can learn to view them as opportunities to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. For instance, failing at a task can be reframed as a lesson in what doesn't work, guiding you closer to what does. Reframing doesn't erase difficulties, but shifts the focus from defeat to possibility. It's about asking, what can I learn from this? Instead of, why is this happening to me? Another key to transforming negative thoughts is self-compassion. Often, the harshest critic we face is the one inside our own minds. Negative self-talk perpetuates a cycle of doubt and frustration. By replacing judgment with kindness, you create a space where growth becomes possible. Treat yourself as you would a dear friend, offering encouragement rather than criticism, support rather than blame. This shift doesn't excuse mistakes. It empowers you to move forward without the burden of unnecessary guilt. Gratitude also plays a significant role in reframing negativity. The mind naturally gravitates toward problems. It's part of our survival instinct. But this tendency can leave us blind to what's going well. Cultivating gratitude interrupts this pattern, training the brain to recognize the positive alongside the negative. By consistently acknowledging even small blessings, you build a foundation of positivity that makes it easier to handle challenges when they arise. Mindfulness is another transformative practice. Negative thoughts often gain momentum because we're not fully present. They pull us into regrets about the past or fears about the future, robbing us of the moment at hand. By grounding yourself in the present, through breathing, physical sensations, or simply observing your surroundings, you break the cycle of rumination. Mindfulness teaches you to see thoughts as fleeting experiences rather than absolute truths, giving you the freedom to choose which ones deserve your attention. The language you use to describe your experiences also shapes your mindset. Words have power. When you frame situations in terms of absolutes, using words like always or never, you create a narrative that feels inescapable. By adopting more balanced language, you open the door to new possibilities. Saying, "This is hard, but I'm learning," feels vastly different from, "I can't do this." Small shifts in language create profound shifts in perspective. Visualization is another technique to counteract negativity. The mind responds strongly to imagery, often more so than words. When you catch yourself spiraling into a negative thought, take a moment to visualize a positive outcome or an alternate path forward. For instance, if you're worried about an upcoming presentation, picture yourself speaking confidently and receiving positive feedback. This mental rehearsal not only calms your nerves, but also primes your brain for success. Physical movement can also help transform negative thoughts. The body and mind are deeply connected, and physical activity has been shown to release endorphins, the body's natural mood elevators. Whether it's a brisk walk, yoga, or dancing to your favorite song, movement interrupts the stagnant energy of negativity, replacing it with vitality and focus. It's a reminder that sometimes the best way to change your thoughts is to change your physical state. Connecting with others provides another avenue for reframing negativity. Isolation often amplifies negative thoughts, making them feel more real and unmanageable. Sharing your feelings with someone you trust brings perspective. They might offer insights you hadn't considered, or simply provide the reassurance that you're not alone. Building a strong support network creates a safety net for those times when negativity feels overwhelming. Setting boundaries with your own mind is a skill worth cultivating. Just as you wouldn't let a toxic person dominate your space, You can learn to limit the influence of negative thoughts. This doesn't mean suppressing them. It means deciding how much energy and time they deserve. Practices like setting aside a specific worry time each day allow you to acknowledge concerns without letting them take over your life. Developing a growth mindset is crucial for long-term transformation. This mindset, championed by psychologist Carol Dweck, focuses on the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort and learning. When you adopt a growth mindset, failures and setbacks become opportunities to grow rather than confirmations of inadequacy. This perspective turns the fear of making mistakes into a willingness to embrace challenges. Acts of kindness, both toward yourself and others, can shift negative thought patterns. Engaging in small, meaningful acts, like helping a neighbor, volunteering, or even offering a genuine compliment, creates a ripple effect of positivity. These actions remind you of your capacity to make a difference, redirecting focus from what's wrong to what's possible. Breathing exercises, as explored earlier, continue to play a pivotal role in managing negativity. By combining mindful breathing with visualization or affirmations, you create a multi-layered approach to reframing thoughts. For instance, as you breathe deeply, you can repeat a calming phrase like, "I am capable," or "This too shall pass." The rhythm of the breath amplifies the impact of the words, grounding you in positivity. Journaling is a powerful way to process and transform negative thoughts. Writing down your worries and fears gives them a tangible form, making them feel less overwhelming. As you write, challenge the validity of each thought and explore alternative perspectives. This practice not only clarifies your thinking, but also serves as a record of how far you've come. Spirituality, whether through formal religion or personal beliefs, can also provide solace and strength. Connecting with something larger than yourself, a sense of purpose, a higher power, or the beauty of nature, offers a perspective that transcends daily struggles. This connection can remind you that life's challenges, while significant, are only one part of a much larger journey. Celebrate progress, no matter how small. The process of transforming negative thoughts into positive growth is ongoing, and every step forward deserves recognition. Whether it's catching a negative thought before it spirals or successfully reframing a challenging situation, these victories build momentum. Acknowledging them reinforces your ability to grow and adapt, creating a positive feedback loop that strengthens your resilience. As you embrace these techniques, you'll find that negativity loses its grip. Instead of being held back by self-doubt or fear, you'll begin to see challenges as opportunities to evolve. This isn't just about changing how you think, it's about transforming how you experience life, opening the door to a deeper sense of peace and possibility. Recognizing the power of reframing negativity opens the door to a transformative shift in how we experience life. Yet, as we reshape our thoughts and find growth in challenges, another profound skill comes into focus: the ability to care deeply without being overwhelmed. There's an art to staying present with compassion while protecting your inner peace. This is emotional detachment, a balance between engagement and resilience, allowing you to remain steady even amidst life's turbulence. Mastering this balance doesn't mean hardening your heart. It means learning to navigate life with wisdom and grace. At the core of emotional detachment is the understanding that we cannot control everything. People will make choices that challenge us, situations will unfold unexpectedly, and emotions will rise within us like waves. Emotional detachment doesn't mean denying or suppressing these feelings. Instead, it's about cultivating the ability to observe them without becoming entangled. This practice creates a space between the trigger and your response, offering clarity and control. Detachment begins with self-awareness. When emotions arise, whether they are anger, sadness, or frustration, it's easy to let them dictate your actions. But by pausing and acknowledging the feeling without judgment, you shift from being reactive to being reflective. Ask yourself, what is this emotion trying to tell me? Often, emotions act as signals, highlighting unmet needs, unresolved conflicts, or hidden fears. Recognizing their purpose helps you respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively. Mindfulness deepens this process. By staying present, you learn to witness your emotions as they come and go, much like watching clouds drift across the sky. This perspective reminds you that emotions are temporary. They rise, peak, and eventually fade. Practicing mindfulness teaches you to hold space for your feelings without being consumed by them. Over time, this practice builds emotional resilience, allowing you to face challenges with a steady heart. A key element of emotional detachment is recognizing the boundaries of your responsibility. Often, we carry the weight of others' choices and struggles, believing it's our job to fix everything. This can lead to emotional exhaustion and even resentment. Detachment requires acknowledging that while you can offer support, you cannot control how others respond or what paths they choose. This isn't indifference, it's respect for their autonomy and a commitment to protecting your own energy. Compassion plays a central role in balancing detachment with connection. It's possible to care deeply while maintaining a healthy emotional distance. Compassion means showing kindness and understanding without absorbing the pain or negativity of others. Instead of taking on their burdens, you can offer a listening ear, words of encouragement, or practical help. This approach allows you to remain empathetic without losing yourself in their struggles. Learning to let go is another essential aspect of emotional detachment. Clinging to expectations, whether for yourself, others, or life itself, creates unnecessary suffering. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means accepting reality as it is and working from that place of truth. This acceptance frees you from the frustration of trying to control the uncontrollable, allowing you to focus your energy where it matters most. Breathing techniques, as explored earlier, serve as powerful tools for emotional regulation. When faced with overwhelming emotions, returning to the breath anchors you in the present moment. Deep, intentional breathing calms the nervous system, creating space for reflection and response. This simple practice reinforces the boundary between your inner peace and the chaos around you. Healthy boundaries are another cornerstone of emotional detachment. These boundaries protect your well-being while maintaining respect for others. They can take many forms: saying no to requests that drain you, limiting time spent in toxic environments, or communicating your needs clearly and kindly. Boundaries are not walls. They are guidelines that define how you engage with the world while preserving your peace.